Hey guys, welcome back to the HMK tabletop reviews, and today we got the deejo folding knife. And this is straight up 10 out of 10. One of my favorites, total favorites, top two maybe. I carry this everywhere. It's, non-threatening, it's very concealable. It weighs 35 grams. So or 36 to be more precise. I can't see from here. 36, 35. It's actually quite sharp when it comes out. I do recommend you do put your own like stone edge finish. I did that once to put kind of my own edge on there, my own polish, and then from then on I never really sharpened it again. I just use it as is for a good 6-7 years, and what I primarily use it for is basically quite literally a portable steak knife. You know, it's a eating knife. That's what I rank this as. And so, for example, if you're at a picnic, you can. It's much more hygienic to just poke, those banana pieces or whatever, fruit or vegetable or potato salad or whatever. It's actually as good as a fork is. It's a little. It's a culinary item. You can use it for cutting the cheese because it's stainless steel and it's a folding knife. It's easy to wash, unlike a cord blade, which are awesome. But the only weakness I've found really from wrapped paracord or whatever wrapped handles is that cheese is a bad mix. Cheese will eventually make the handle smell. Nothing else I found really does, but cheese has. So it's when I visit restaurants, for example, whether it's like at a golf club or you're bowling with people or anywhere you go where there's some kind of plate of food that's gonna be, and end up being in front of your face to eat. This goes super well alongside. I mean, I'll sit down, pull this out, the plate is here, and then I start using it. And the reason I do that is because this is actually a superior steak knife to what the vast majority of restaurants use as a steak knife. And it kind of bothers me when I sit down and, a knife doesn't really perform the way I like it to perform, and I've forged by hand thousands of knives. So it's nice to be able to enjoy some high performance while enjoying a good meal, And I don't know what's better for steak, if it's a serrated knife or a straight length blade knife is for eating. Does it improve or make the flavor worse? But that's, I much prefer using this. And running this tip here on the ceramic has not bothered me at all. I don't use this particular blade for opening boxes. I use this now for all major EDC tasks. So this is really something that you take with you when you go and visit friends, and long nights out, long weekends out, a little trip somewhere. Maybe you're on a cruise boat. It's non-threatening, super stylish, and really, really, really worth its money. I think I paid around 40 euros for this in Lithuania or Latvia. I don't remember. And I had been eyeballing this design for a couple of years because I had long thought before I even bought it, this is like an ideal design. This is really striking some aspects of nice design that I was really impressed by, and I thought was really, really cool. This, but it's $40. They came up with a really cool design. They figured out manufacturing. They put it together. Very simple, very affordable, no BS knife design, really. And I don't know what steel they use, but as far as I know, it's held an edge where I've sharpened it quite well. And it's run against ceramic on the front here for years, and it's not like it's not like as dull as, mind you, this is not the factory edge. I immediately put my own stone edge, but mind you, so this has been running on plates for a really, really long time, so see, it's much sharper down here. And that's the only place where I need it to be sharp. Let's see if it cuts through. See? So for me, I sharpened it once, and it's pretty much dull. I mean, it'll cut anything you want to cut with it, pretty much. Most importantly, it'll poke very well, very easily. I mean, but I don't want to sharpen this, because right now what's happened is that over years after I've sharpened it, from its normal use, the edge has conditioned itself into what I've used it the most for. So it's nice when it's dull most of the tip, because it actually runs better on ceramic that way. So it's in better condition than steak knives, and much, I think it's actually thinner behind the edge even than most steak knives. I think this hollow grind really is quite good for this design. But when it's blunt here, it feels like it runs better on the ceramic, and it cuts through. It cuts through really, really nicely. So it's not a problem for me that this edge is a little bit dull. And I'm sure if I were to actually strop it, this is white compound, so let's try that first. I don't think I remember ever stropping this either, so this is actually really good to do on video. So now that I've stropped it, and despite the fact that it's like, one scale that's a lock, and it feels like a really strong design in your hand. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall apart under any circumstance. And I mean, I'm not gonna use this to make a fire, but you can hear. All right, let's see now on paper. See it? It's dull at the tip. So, still sharp enough to do the work from a steak knife perspective. So yeah, 10 out of 10, totally worth the money. I would have paid more for it. I could have easily paid, $70. I think it's built like a $70 knife. I think it has all the properties of a knife that costs easily twice as much. Maybe I wouldn't stretch it much further than that. Maybe some people would say even more. Maybe some people would say even less. It depends on, a custom folding knife master maker would probably be like, dude, lol. But I think from a consumer perspective, somebody who doesn't know anything about blades, you would have nothing to worry about with this design. This is absolutely perfect in my opinion. So boom, the deejo knife review. It's perfect, and I think it's built like a much more expensive knife, and you should definitely get one if you've been eyeballing one. If you've been thinking about buying one, you wouldn't be ashamed with it. Thanks for watching, guys.